The United States has made a substantial offer to Russia to release the detained basketball star Brittney Griner and retired Marine Paul Whelan. That from the Secretary of State Tony Blinken today. And we're now learning who the U.S. is offering to hand over to Moscow for the prisoner swap. This man, the merchant of death, they call him, Viktor Bout. That's what two sources are telling NBC News. He's a notorious Russian arms trafficker who conspired to kill U.S. soldiers and citizens when he tried to sell millions of dollars in weapons to a terror group in Colombia. Brittney Griner's alleged crime, bringing less than a gram of cannabis oil to Russia in her luggage, a tiny amount. The WNBA star and Olympic gold medalist testifying in her own defense in a Russian court today. She told the court that she was prescribed the cannabis oil for severe chronic pain from multiple sports injuries. But she insisted that she must have packed the vape cartridges by mistake and did not intend to bring them on her flight to Russia. Griner is facing 10 years in Russian prisons. Secretary Blinken says he plans to speak to Russia's foreign minister about the proposed prisoner swap in the coming days. If it happens, it'll be the first time that the two have spoken, we're told, since Russia launched its brutal invasion of Ukraine.
We put a substantial proposal on the table weeks ago to facilitate their release. Our governments have communicated repeatedly and directly on that proposal. And I'll use the conversation to follow up personally and, I hope, move us toward a resolution.
The decision to trade the infamous Russian arms dealer made after months of discussions between President Biden and his national security team, and it came over objections from the Justice Department, according to people familiar with all of these talks. Let's turn to William Pomeranz now, an expert on Russia's judicial system and is the acting director of the Wilson Center's Kennan Institute. William, thanks. Is this a deal the Russians might take and one the U.S. should offer?
Well, the Russians may take it. And since President Biden has gone out on a limb saying that he wants to get Brittney Griner and Paul Whelan home, this is the best possibility of doing that. Whether the Russians want to bite, whether they want to delay, whether they're going to take their time answering Secretary of State Blinken, that will be another matter.
The argument, of course, that a prisoner swap would encourage Russia to keep detaining Americans, but they do that anyway. So what's the argument for not doing this?
That is the argument, that obviously there are plenty of other potential targets that Russia could detain if they feel that they can get deals because they detain Americans trying to enter Russia, then they might just try to do it again. So that is really the obstacle and the problem with doing this deal. It only encourages Russia, theoretically, to do this again.
Might the Russians move on this offer before Griner's trial is even up?
No, I believe that the trial will have to end and Griner will be convicted. And once they have a conviction, then, quite frankly, the negotiations will begin.
A Marine and a basketball star for a guy who threatened to and tried to kill Americans. I mean, it kind of shows you the position we're in.
Exactly. We're not in a very strong position. And I should add that Secretary of State Blinken, when he was in the meeting of the G20, did not even talk to Lavrov. He wouldn't even take his picture with Lavrov. So obviously, this is a very big step for the United States just to try to make some sort of engagement with official Russia.
William Pomeranz, thanks very much.